see from him in these last few days?
Yeah, I thought he's been good again. He's been consistently good through the whole camp. Looks, I think I said this the other day, he looks bigger and stronger and more physical in the battles, more confident because of that. And then, we all liked his puck play and what he can do with the puck, even when he came last year, right? So I think he's continued that and gotten better in some areas.
On the theme of evaluation, what did you like about his game? What did you like about it?
Who's that?
Just evaluating.
Sam?
No.
Oh, the game? Yeah. Well, I liked our first period. I thought we had really good energy in the first period. Like, we want our forecheck to be a staple of our game if things break down in the neutral zone off the rush attack. And I thought we had a really good forecheck in the first period. Good energy. I thought our energy went way down in the second and third, and then we started to struggle. We struggled winning races. We struggled in the battles. It's day 4. Tomorrow's a day off, and they look like they needed the day off today for some of them. Some of them have played in multiple games now, but we did have some fresh bodies and some NHL players in. Some of those guys played well, some didn't. So it was a little bit of a mixed bag for me. But you're evaluating every night, right? Some guys are making an impression in a good way, and other guys, just seems like it's been a struggle for them. So that's what the camp's for. Like I said at the beginning of camp, I think ultimately the players will make the decision on who's, going to stay or who has the possibility to stay and who doesn't. And that's becoming more clear after a game like tonight. Yeah. Wasn't his best, right? I think he made some big saves, there's no question, especially as the game went on. But a couple of the, early on ones, I'd like to see him have them back. Yeah.
What did you think of Cal's role, and then also what you think of overall?
I don't think he had a great night on the defensive side of things at all. But then he shows flashes of what he can do. It's really flashes of brilliance in some areas with the puck and offensively, and his vision and his ability. Like, the goal was insane. He did it the other day in practice. We thought maybe it was a mistake, but he just did it again in a game against, a pretty good goalie. So it's impressive. He's got areas of his game that he's got to improve and improve quickly. And then there's other areas of his game that, are impressive at the NHL level.
Vaughn is someone who last year kind of surprised a little bit, but
yeah,
it seems like he just keeps getting better. Is he somebody that maybe is reaching that call-up point, or what he should be in the
yeah, he's still here, and great year last year. Like, first-year player, really grew into his role with the Eagles and had a good year. Coaching staff has a lot of good things to say about him, and I think he's had a really consistently good camp here too. Like, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's got some growing to do in some areas. Like, I think he can pick up the pace a little bit. I think the defending side of it, he's been pretty solid. He's made a couple mistakes on the offensive side of it. I think he can do a little bit more than he's doing at times. But overall, I think, for where he's at from coming in last year is someone that we didn't know. To stick around in camp and earn more games, and then to come in this year and he looks confident and more comfortable, and his game's taken a step. There's no question.
When it comes to the roster battle on the back end, one thing perhaps working against MALINSKI is just having fewer NHL games comparatively. What can he do to overcome that?
Yeah.
In a shorter amount of time?
Yeah, I don't think he's behind in that area because we know him better than we know the other 2 guys, to be honest with you, or 3 guys. And like, we're not picking our team based on experience. We're picking it based on performance.
With MALINSKI obviously standing out, was between Dahan, Shillington, and Gresham, is there any of those 3 that are showing?
I think, they've all played pretty well so far. I think again, different strengths. So I know everyone's making it out to be this big battle, but we might keep 8, right? So we have the ability to keep 8, depending on how the forward situation stacks up. And so we'll see what happens. We have a we may or may not have a longer runway on those decisions, like, and we'll need them all.
Do you envision Cal getting in here to Casey before you have to make a decision?
Yeah, I do.
We didn't get a chance to talk to you after that game the other night. You sent a pretty young team to Dallas and a lot
Yeah.
of NHL guys, and they
Yeah.
were right in at the end. Like, what did you think about it?
I really like that game for us. Like, there's some of the things that we talked about after game one, we were so much better at in game two, you know, and game one could have went either way, but it was young team against young team, and they played a veteran lineup, and to be fair, the veteran lineup, you know, doesn't always work as hard as they need to and what they're capable of in an exhibition game. They're just sometimes trying to get through it, but they do have the ability and the talent and good power play. And we had a lot of guys play really well in that game. I was impressed with that game. Take Kovalenko, for instance. You know, he had a tough first night, like quiet night, like uninvolved, and then he was super involved in that game in every aspect and gets rewarded with makes two great passes, gets rewarded with two points, and he was more physical and more involved all the way around. So like, he's going to play more games, and we'll see what he can do. Like, that's what it's for. If you can impress the management, the coaching staff in any way in the games, you're likely to earn another game, and the competition's going to get harder and harder throughout the course of exhibition. And if you can do it against NHL players, which he did the other night, then that's a good sign.
For Kovalenko, how nice is it for you to be able to see him in this setting and not having to just drop him straight into
Oh, it's huge. I touched on that early in camp. I mean, to bring a guy in, you know, for the playoffs or right before playoffs when you're fighting for your position in the standings, and just say you're basically wanting them to play mistake-free hockey. Like, there is mistakes in the game, but your teammates cover them up. Everyone's in tune at that time of the year. Like, the time to grow is early in the season, so you're dialed in just like those other guys late in the year. So there is some leeway there. And what I really like about Covey though is he has the tough first night. I sit down with him, show him some video. He asks all the right questions. He's a smart player. Told him what I needed to see from him, and he went out and did it. He implemented it immediately. Like, he needs to be a hard-working, louder, more physical player. I mean, you've seen his KHL highlights; they're all over the place, and that's what he has. He has to bring a little bit of that fire and determination to his game here. And when he does, he has the skill to make plays and help us offensively as well.
Also, special teams time in this one, do you really see any opportunity there, particularly on the PK side?
Well, we've had a couple of guys that I've really liked through the PK. Like, even tonight, I was using guys that we're trying to make decisions on to get more looks at them. Like, we could have used Colton and Wood and OC a lot, and we're taking a look at Poland and Steinberg in there. We had Tynan in there today. Like, just getting as many looks at these guys and giving them the opportunities that we can to help us make our decisions.
Okay, guys, thank you.
All right, thank you guys. Yeah.